That's really success. So when you create like a lasting change, a lasting value or wealth inside someone, instead of like focus on the money itself. Also, what we learn from the Bible is that if you choose success and the way of helping people, then automatically fame will come. It's not true the opposite. God recognizes you and the world recognizes you for what you do to other people and more than what you do for yourself. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Lesson from the Bible about marketing specifically and business in general. We are gonna go in depth today, and we actually gonna study Solomon and some of the things that I noticed while I was reading the Bible about how marketing. We were always saying like I remember like in previous episode I've spoke about how marketing it's connected to the way we even look, the way we present ourselves. Mostly whenever we talk about a service company. For who does know me, I'm Giuseppe, and I do marketing and business coaching, but I also have marketing. I run a marketing agency. Because of my coaching, people knows me directly, and my brand is connected to who I am and and specifically me. The way then a lot of people sees me and connect to my look and everything to my work. Obviously, there has been always a discussion over the year that we don't. Some people they don't really believe that the way you look or the way you approach other people, the things you do, affect really how good you are in your business or how many clients you can have or how easy it is to close over. And that's has become a bit like true. Mostly here, I would say, on the United States when we look on the West Coast, but in general, worldwide, it's still true that the way we dress, the way we treat other people, make a difference. And I want to also show you today that that's really the case in the Bible. In fact, I want to go to Solomon, and all we know about Solomon and what we always remember about Solomon is wisdom. The fact that God gave him wisdom and that he was the richest man in the world. And one of the specific time I want to talk about was when Queen of Sheba went to visit Solomon. Now, why I want to go to a specific moment is the fact that there is two main things we learn about that specific moment. One is that your success and your it's not and your fame doesn't come from you but come from other people. What does it mean? It means that like Queen of Sheba heard about Solomon not from himself, from directly Solomon, but actually because the way he was speaking, the way he was, because of his wisdom and the way he was approaching world and showing, some people they saw him and they went to Queen of Sheba and told her like, hey, there is this person that's riches, has so many riches, is so wise, you should meet him. As you see, was not him trying to proclaim his own fame, but actually because of his being purpose and follow what God told him and what God gave to him, using the gift that God gave to him that was wisdom, people start to speak about him, and then it created a fame. The second part I want to speak about is the fact that when Queen of Sheba actually went to meet with Solomon and what was her first reaction. In fact, we are going to read it right now in First Kings 10. And when the Queen of Sheba had seen all the wisdom of Solomon, the house that he had built, the food of his table, the seating of his officials, and the attendance of his servant, their clothing, his cupbearers, and his burnt offering that he offered at the house of the Lord, there was no more breath in her. No, what we always hear is about how Queen of Sheba saw his wisdom, and that's only part of it. was not wisdom enough for her to be without breath. There was something else, and actually, the Bible goes specific to say that she saw the house that he has built. She saw the food of his table, the seating of his official, the attendance of his servant, their clothing, his cupbearers, his burnt offering that he offered to the house of the Lord. And again, we need to get in the context of the fact that the Queen of Sheba knows the God of Israel, but she doesn't believe on the God of Israel. Then already the fact that actually she noticed how much burnt offering he was giving, that's a sign of the fact that what made her remain without breath was because she was shocked by and she marveled to the fact that how much he was giving. Like he was a giving a king. Like he was not keeping everything himself. He was rich, but in his riches she saw how much he was giving, and that was something that for her was like amazed her. But even before, we can see that she knows the house that he had built. And when we speak about the house, um, in that case was the physical house, but in general, like it's also talked about. We also talk about like building up, like building. For example, if you have a business and everything, if a person sees that you have build a successful business, and success, it's not just in the business, it can be your family. Like you can find success in building a family. Like you build a great family and people, they're gonna see you, and then they're gonna admire you, and they might even that can become you can be start to give counseling or like start to coach other people how to have such a successful family life with your family. But then you see also he was speaking about the food of his table, like the food, the sitting of his official, like everything inside this verse, it's materials, except for the end, what is the burnt offering offer for the house of the Lord. Everything is pretty much to the eyes, it's materialist. And that teaches us in marketing that you want or not, people sees your what you do and sees also like the people around you. It's not enough just what you do. They were not she didn't stop just at what Solomon wisdom. If Solomon had all the wisdom but he was living still in a side road house, with not good looking food on the table, without without such a great people, like the way he was treating a servant, the way he was clothing them and everything. If he was not keeping all the attention on these details, she would have not marveled like she did. And and that teaches us that in reality, if we want or not, there is the saying is like, don't judge the book from his cover. But in reality, it's true, we don't need to judge, but that's what anyway our first reaction is. When we see the cover, it's the cover that makes our first reaction, and it's the cover that help us tell if we want to read that book or not. And the same things is with everything in marketing, even with person. It's with a product, but even with us as a person, is like our cover, the way we dress, the way we present ourselves, the way we speak, the way we treat other people. It's important. Like four of this point, like the sitting of his official is him treating people. The attendance of his servant is about him treating his servant. Their clothing is still him treating service. His cup bears is still him treating other people. Like four of the point, like in total we have like 6-7 points here. Four of the things she noticed were about how Solomon treated other people. Was not about him, was about how he treated other people. Like was how he was treating the people under him, how he was treating employees, how he was treating people that work for him. If you are church or ministry, how you treat the people that they serve, the people that they serve during in the church. Like that's what made people what amazed the Queen of Sheba. Like, four of that point was about other people, was not about him. The only point where it's about him, it's all his wisdom and the burnt offering. That again, also the burnt offering is not about him. It's about actually his generosity. It's showing the fact that if you want to be successful and you want to grow and everything, you need to be generous. You need to be a big giver. You need to be the person that gives above anyone else. And this is, it's really important. And I like to, I mean, even when you think like the majority of like entrepreneur, the like really successful one, um all the people are looking a lot of time is like, oh, is this person generous, is this person giving? And if they have to attack these people, it's mostly regarding generosity. It's like, oh well, you keep all your money for you, you don't give nothing, stuff like that. Like, we actually judge people connecting to their generosity more than we think. It's a big deal for every one of us, and that's why, and even the Bible we see has something that's really important. It's our generosity. But going back to the first point, I was also saying that there is a difference between fame and success, right? People tend to put them together, but it's not like now the younger generation. But I would say it's always existed. We are always rushing and running for fame before success. The problem is this: fame itself, it doesn't even if you, let's say you reach fame, doesn't mean that you're successful in life. Why? Because for me, I think I see success as something connected to purpose. Okay. um you are successful, I think the success comes from your purpose. And I make a simple example. My mother, she has a company, okay? And she could have grown her company, become really big, and having the, and she could probably have made a lot of money, because I know the quality of her work. I know a lot of people always like her and everything. I know she could have done, but for her that was not her success. Maybe for the people around her, they would have seen that as successful and be like, oh, you're successful because you made this money or you got big. But in reality, for herself, her success was in the fact that she was able to spend time with us, with me, my brother, my sister. She always uh, told us that she has no regret, or if the only regret she might have was actually not spending enough time with us. Like, she always wanted, for her purpose was all in the family. She had a business because she wanted to bring money and help us to be successful. But in reality, she didn't focus on that. She didn't focus on money. She didn't focus on the business. She was focusing on the family, and that's her success. And I believe that success because I look at the life of us, of her children, like me, my brother, my sister. We all have a great life. We are all doing what we like, and we are working on our purpose. And we learned that through our mother, because our mom first was the one that chose purpose above fame. She didn't care become famous. She didn't care at what people thought about, like, hey, you can become big and everything. She wanted, yes, she wanted also that. She would have loved to do that, but she made a choice that was between the two. I want to focus on the eternal things than the that than the not eternal things. Because at the end of the day, money, even if we always connect success to money, money, it's not successful. It's not really success, because money itself, it's not eternal. You cannot take money with you, and money might not, like, even all the money you made, if you don't use it in the right way, it's not gonna create legacy. It's not gonna create a eternal value, eternal wealth. Where things like taking care of your family, or what my mom chose, like taking care of us, staying with us, helping us through school and everything, has created like a generational wealth. It's created something that now, her fame, we're gonna remember her, my family, me, my brother, my sister, we're gonna remember our mom forever, and we're gonna speak about her. with our grandchildren, with our children, grandchildren. Everyone is gonna know. Like for me, I'm always proud about my mom, and every time I speak with people, I always share about how much I love her and how much she has done for us. That's for me, it's fame. It's something that that's for me, it's success. Actually, I would say success. That's really success. Is so when you create like a lasting change, a lasting value or wealth inside someone, instead of like focus on the money itself. I mean, obviously money can create, like I'm the first one say, and probably some I've shared before, I want to become millionaire, I want to become billionaire, trillionaire, I want to that but the reason why I want to get there is not because of the material things, because I want to buy a Ferrari, or because I want to own I don't know, like a giant villa. It's not that the reason. The reason why I want to do that is because if I have access to much money, I can help more people. And you don't start once you get money. You start from now. I already help people. I already like to meet with people, even if I don't get paid. I really like to ask people, "Hey, do you need help? I can. If you need help with your business, with your market, just let me know. Send me a message." Whenever I can, I have time and I can help, I'm gonna do that. And not because I'm attached to money, or but because I found value on that person, and I want to help that person. And even in giving, like again, what Solomon shows, it's important to give. It's like you don't learn to give. Solomon didn't learn to give. If you read the stories behind, like the first chapter and everything, he was already a big giver before God gave him wisdom. He made some of the highest number of sacrifice at that time to God before even God gave him wisdom. Then after, God was like, okay, tell me what you want. I can give whatever you ask. I'll give you. I can give you riches. I can give you glory and everything. I can give you fame. And Solomon said, no, I want wisdom. And God told him, like, okay, you chose wisdom. Because you chose wisdom to help my people, now I'm gonna give you also all the other things. Means that also what we learn from the Bible is that if you choose success and the way of helping people, then automatically fame will come. But it's not true, the opposite. An example is Saul. Saul started good, but at one point he started to chase fame. He wanted to be, he started to chase the fame between the soldier. He wanted to show the soldier that he was in command, that he had power, and instead of wait to do the sacrifice and listen to God, he decided to do whatever he wanted. And because he was not looking to God, or like how actually what was more helpful to the people, but he was trying to make, just like, to show off, to be like, hey, look at me, like, I'm ready, I'm the king, I can do this. That choice cost him the reign. Like, he lost the crown of as a king of Israel, because he chose fame above success. Because for God, successful, like Saul would be successful when he would have listened to God. But he decided to not listen to God and choose fame. For this reason, he lost success, and all his family lost it. No one is family except like the best friend of David. That because he, again, in this case, he decided to not follow his father, but actually to listen to God, and he understood that God was taking David as next king. He was like, okay, I'm gonna help you become a king. I'm gonna protect you and everything. His generation, all his legacy was kept alive, where all the other brother and sister and connection of Saul died, was killed. That's also one thing that it's important to learn, is that us chasing fame it doesn't just affect us directly as individual, but it actually can affect the other generation. Sometimes I've seen happen, you as a person You might chase fame and your life until you die, everything is fine. But then what you leave after you is destruction to the people after you, and all the people that comes after you, they're not gonna make it, or they're not successful. They don't know about their purpose. But I mean, even in that case, I was right now, thanks to Jesus, we have opportunity to give our life to Him, and He can clean up all the mess that our fathers that have done and everything, and He can create a new life for us where we can be successful and find purpose. And before I'm at the end of this, and the things that I want people to remember are are first that God recognizes you and the world recognizes you for what you do to other people and more than what you do for yourself. And that was mean that even if you call yourself successful, even if you put many names to you and trying to lift yourself up, it might work for a time, but then like all the lies and things that you are pushing, they're gonna come out and you're gonna lose everything. Where if you actually focus on your purpose, on helping others, because the purpose that we have, all of us, is to love others as we love ourselves. It means that our purpose in general is to help people. Like our general purpose is to help people. And if you don't know like your specific purpose, I say like maybe I should be engineer, a doctor, and everything. You don't know yet that, but the one that is it's equal to everyone is to helping other. If you focus on doing that, even the specific purpose will show to you. You will know, you will see your specific, and plus you will be successful, and fame will come. Fame will come between all the people you have helped, and that people they're gonna tell other people. And in marketing, that's a great thing. That's called referral. What means that when you help someone, even that person might not pay you, but that person or someone else is gonna send you a client. Now you have gained a client, but above of that, you have gained trust. You have gained a community, and people that they love you, and that comes from you giving. Then I would totally push you people, everyone that's right now watching this episode, during the next week, trying to ask God if you're a believer. If you're a believer, just like trying to do something good, like find people their needs and trying to do something good. And it doesn't need to be the homeless person, like even your neighbor. Maybe your neighbor need help cutting the garden, or like I don't know, maybe need help with the kids, or maybe just want meet for a coffee because he has some problem internally, want to share with someone. These are things that helps. Even a small communicate, like just sitting with someone and speak with someone and listen to that person can help a lot. Do these things, trying to find someone that you can help, meet with people, like sit down with someone else that you never sit with and ask how it's doing. Real be intentional in your question and trying to listen what they're saying without trying always to close a deal. And yes, and keep doing that. I would say challenge you for the first week and see the result. See how that impact even your own life. I challenge you to notice that you will love it. Like after you start to help people, you feel much more recharged and happy and joyful when you do it. That if you just focus on all week, just I need to make sales, 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 sales. And with that, I'll leave you with this, and I hope that you love it, you like it. Leave a like below if you're on YouTube. Also, follow me on the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, turn on the bell button like this. Every time I publish a new video, you're gonna receive it. And thank you very much to listen to this podcast, and let me know if there is anything else you would like to know. And even if you have questions regarding this topic, just contact me on LinkedIn, on Facebook. You can leave a comment under the video, wherever works for you. Thank you very much again. Have a blessed day.